Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum is the people, Facebook people. It is I, it is Mubarakah. So today is day 7 of 10 of your 10-day sugar rehab. And if you have made it this far, woohoo, 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 woohoo. Walaikum salam. Hello from Ghana. I want to come visit Ghana. I was supposed to go this month, but it didn't happen. I'm coming. So stay tuned. I'm coming to Ghana soon, inshallah. I want to. I'm trying. Okay. So today we are talking about our 10-day sugar rehab. We are talking about where we are in the journey, some of the benefits that you will have along the way. Let me know if you have any questions as we are discussing. Just pop them at me. All right, day 7 of 10. You have gone a complete week with no added sugar. So just a quick recap, what we've been doing over the last 7 days of our 10-day journey is removing all added sugar from our diet. That means anything that does not naturally occur inside of the food is considered added. That includes adding honey to something, adding maple syrup to something, adding molasses to something. We are also removing sweeteners. That means that if you've already sort of stopped eating artificial sugar and now you have switched over to things like stevia and monk fruit, we are removing those as well for 10 consecutive days. Why? Because a sugar detox requires you to go cold turkey. It requires you to stop in your tracks, let your system rest so that you can reset both your physiology and your biology. Because a sugar addiction, it affects your brain, it affects your mood, it affects your psyche, it affects your weight, it even affects your skin, right? So it actually gets into every part of our well-being, internal and external. So what is happening in your body now that you've gone an entire week without sugar? And if you're just starting to follow us and you haven't really done the sugar rehab, or maybe you started, but you relapsed, you can always start over. Go to 10daysugarrehab.com, download the guide, join our Facebook group, and you can start at any time. The 10-Day Sugar Rehab has been downloaded over 10,000 times since I've created it. And so it is still there, and I actually updated it this year. All right. I updated it this year to include over 60 aliases that manufacturers use for food. So they don't just say, I'm putting sugar in this. They use glucose and sucrose. And by the way, sucrose, aspartame, not good for you. Don't eat it. That reminds me, somebody had actually asked me, if we're only eliminating sugar, why can't you have a diet soda? Why can't you have a diet soda? Couple reasons. Number one, diet soda has artificial sweeteners. Generally, they are going to add things like sucrose, things that say that they are 0 sugar and 0 calories. But in fact, research shows that they raise insulin and blood sugar levels, right? So there are certain chemicals that when we introduce them to our body, they still raise blood glucose. So we are trying to that's why we're eliminating added sweeteners. Second of all, the second reason is because diet soda has been shown to actually disrupt your gut's microbiome, right? And that is an entire different live. We are going to get to that. That is one of my goals, is to do that, is to talk about gut health along the way. But your gut is super important. We have to do everything that we can to protect it. It's not just about feeling bloaty and gassy, right? Nobody likes to feel that way. But even if your biome is messed up or imbalanced, I'm not going to say messed up. That's a really general term. If your biome is imbalanced and you still and you don't feel bloated, it can affect you in many other ways. 70% of our immune system is inside of our gut. We are in a pandemic. I know it's getting better in America. I know there are other countries who they have pretty much eliminated COVID, but all it did was it really pointed out to us how important our immune system was, how important preventive health is, right? To be healthy before. It pronounced itself in people and in countries that had a really high cases of metabolic disease, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, right? All of these pre-existing conditions just exacerbated because the immune system was already compromised. So it just brought light to something that we should keep front of mind. It's no longer, our immune system is no longer back of mind. It is now front of mind. So super important that we recognize that our gut is on the front line in keeping us healthy, right? And diet soda actually disrupts that process. So that is the answer to why you should stay away from diet soda. So at this point so we're going to go back to our topic. That was a little sidebar. Topic today is that we're talking about, oh, wait a minute. If you're just joining me, I did not introduce myself. I always assume that I have new people joining me. So my name is Mubaraka Ibrahim, and I am your health and happiness coach. I, on my platform, talk about food, faith, and fitness. And if you believe that physical, mental, and spiritual well-being is intertwined, and the weakness of one weakens them all, and the strengthening of one strengthens them all, then welcome. You have found your tribe. Because that is what we believe and that is what we go for. We talk about food, faith, and fitness and how it incorporates into one another. So that's my little introduction. And if you want to know more about my bio, you're going to have to scroll my profile about every 2 to 3 weeks. I always expect that I'll have new people that are asking me, hey, where'd you go to school? What'd you go to school for? Are you qualified? So I just post it. So you can scroll my profile and find that. So back to our topic again. As we talk about our 10-day sugar rehab and how do we continue to maintain some of the health effects that we have obtained during this time. So at this point inside of your rehab, you have good energy, right? When we're staying away from sugar, we're staying away from those spikes and crashes in our energy level, and we're able to go throughout our day without needing a bunch of coffee or all different ways to try to stimulate ourselves and get ourselves refocused because our energy level is stable throughout that time. Another thing that happens when you are staying away from sugar is your immune system that we just talked about is actually healthier. We know that 75 to 100 grams of sugar, and that's actually not really a lot. Some people sit down and eat that in one sitting. It actually can compromise your immune system 40% for 5 hours. That is a significant compromise, right? You don't want to have that compromise. You want to keep your immune system healthy and strong. So that is another benefit that you've had over this time. A third benefit, and you'll see this one develop more and more, is that you actually have improved skin and less wrinkles. Wrinkles actually start to smooth out because we know that sugar has been associated with more wrinkles and more dehydrated skin. So it's super important that, hey, we know that fitness is not a look, it's a state of being, but looking good is a side effect. Come on. Y'all know it. So, yes, we do it for health, but there are other benefits to it as well. I'm just saying. So, when you stay away from sugar, you'll see all of those things improve, right? And you will see it improve in collagen, improve in the elasticity of your skin, improvement in the moisture of your skin, less wrinkles. All of those things happen when we stay away from sugar. The other thing is that it's not uncommon that a few people might lose some weight in this process. I'm not promising the whole 40 pounds, right? You're gonna have to join the Burn Belly Fat Challenge for that. But sugar is associated with, when you are consuming sugar, it's not just for the calories, because weight loss is not just about calorie intake. All right, it's not just for the calories. You begin to lose weight when you remove sugar from your diet, because sugar raises insulin. This is the main reason. I'm not saying it's the only reason. It is the main reason, right? One of the things that we don't know enough about, or don't teach people enough about, is how their hormones actually affect their body losing weight, maintaining a healthy weight, and gaining weight. So insulin has now lowered, right? Instead of you having those huge insulin spikes throughout the day and several times in a day when your blood glucose rises and insulin comes to the rescue. When insulin comes, it's one of its purposes is to open up the cells so that we can pull in nutrients from the food. But one of the things that happens when insulin is doing all of that work is it sends out signals, stop burning fat, because now I'm working and that's insignificant to what I'm doing. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. So if you have many times during your day where your insulin level is rising, it's working, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? This is even if you're not overweight, your insulin level rises. It's applicable to all of us. People who, this is just a human biology. When you eat, insulin rises. When you eat carbohydrates and sugar, insulin rises higher than when you eat protein or when you eat fat, right? So if you have these spikes and you're spending a lot of time up here with high insulin level, then your body is in fat storage mode longer and many more times during the day. This is the reason why I tell people, stop grazing. You don't need to eat snacks. Just eat a meal and be satisfied. That's a whole nother live. We'll get to that too. But when you're doing their sugar rehab, you're not having all of those spikes. And so your insulin level lowers and you spend more of your day inside of a fat burning mode as opposed to a fat storage mode. So that's really important for you to understand how that is working and why you may have dropped a couple of pounds. It's not because you're eating less calories. It's not even because you stopped drinking soda or stop eating your ice cream late at night. It's because your insulin level is actually able to lower and your body is able to finally burn the excess fat. So those are the things that you're benefiting from throughout this 10-day sugar rehab. We have 3 more days. These last 3 days should be easy peasy for you, right? The headaches are done, the body aches are done, the anxiety and mood should be done. So now we are like, we need to maintain this, right? So there are lots of ways for you to maintain it depending on what your particular goal. If your goal is just general health, you don't have no weight to lose, you don't have diabetes, you don't have high blood pressure, your health is great, you're just trying to eat a little healthier, then you can actually continue to do this as a lifestyle. Yes, it is sustainable as a lifestyle. Can you imagine 100 years ago? people actually was not putting sugar inside of salad dressing. They actually lived without Thousand Island. I'm just saying. So it is absolutely possible for you to live a life in which you are not adding sugar to everything. If you decide, you know what, I just want a little honey in my tea, then for you that do not have any pre-existing health conditions, don't need to lose weight, you're a healthy weight, healthy in every metabolic sense, then the golden rule that you should go by is that rule of 24. According to the FDA, women should not ingest more than 24 grams of sugar a day. So can you keep your grams of sugar underneath that, right? Now, if your goal is, I need to reverse insulin resistance, I need to balance my blood sugar, I need to lose weight, I need to lower my blood pressure, then you might want to consider taking this to the next step and starting to lower the amount of carbohydrates that you are eating, right? Because one of the things that we talked about a few days ago is how when you're not eating sugar, your body then begins to crave things like pasta and white rice and white potatoes. Why? Because it can easily convert those things into sugar. That's what it does. It takes those things and it converts it into sugar. And then it's like, I snuck it in. I snuck that sugar fix in. It didn't taste the way that it can taste, the sweetness, but I got the same effect in my brain. My dopamine is up, right? Because remember, it's the dopamine. It's the dopamine that your body is is aching for. So you may want to consider to take that to the next step. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of that quite yet, but I wanted to come on here and tell you, like, you did this. 7 days down, only 3 more to go. You got this. I have confidence in you. I'm excited. This is your thing. We are kickstarting a healthy lifestyle. This is not just a 10-day challenge. In a year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, I remember when I started with a 10-day challenge and then I turned it into a lifestyle. All right. So sugar-free, baby, sugar-free. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It is day 8. We need to start getting down to the nitty-gritty. We need to talk about specifics about what you are going to do with your diet after we are done with this 10-day sugar rehab. Tomorrow is day 8. So I want you to join me here at 3 o'clock so that we can talk specifics about diet and next steps. If you have a specific question that you want me to answer, go ahead and post it in the comments. And then tomorrow when I do my live, I will answer your question. All right. See you later, alligators. Assalamu alaikum.